Welcome once again to our morning devotions, experiencing God through the seasons of life. Our reading this morning is going to come from the book of 1 Chronicles chapter 2, verse 15 and 16, and I'll also read 2 Timothy chapter 1, verse 5. The title of our devotion is called Broken Crayons, Still Coloring. I will read. 1 Chronicles 2, verse 15. Ozem the sixth, David the seventh, whose sisters were Zeruiah and Abigail, and the sons of Zeruiah, Abishai and Joab and Asahel. 3. 2 Timothy 1 verse 15 reads, When I call to remembrance the unfeigned faith that is in thee, which dwelt first in thy grandmother Lois and thy mother Eunice, I am persuaded that in thee also. May the Lord add a blessing to the reading of his word. You wonder why this passage, the verses that I read are so abstract. I'm interested in this woman who is called Zeruiah or Zeruiah, if you might want to call her. The Bible is not clear whether this woman was a widow or she was a single mom or she was married but was famous because she was sister to David. But David had other sisters. But this woman, throughout the lives of her sons, the three sons who have been mentioned here, they were always referred to as the sons of Zeruiah. And at some point, there is some suggestion that she could have been a widow, but that is debatable, like I said. But if she was a widow, she was one powerful woman, because we all are called by our father's names, by our father's surnames. But the sons of Zeruiah were known throughout history, throughout the Bible, as the sons of Zeruiah. And I want to believe if she was a widow, she was one powerful woman who raised men of great note, who raised these powerful soldiers of David. And if we read throughout their fighting days, you find that one of them was very light-footed, the other one was a mighty warrior. They did all sorts of things. We read also in the New Testament about two powerful women, the grandmother of Timothy, Lois, and his mother, Eunice. And Paul says, I think the faith that you have is handed down from these women. Whether these women were also widowed or not, the Bible is not very clear. But I like the fact that there are women here who are being mentioned for the success or alongside the success of their children. And if Zeruiah or even these women were widows, then they must have been powerful women. And this argument is coming to say we also as women, as single women, can raise children who become great. And if we are women raising children on our own, if we are single women, widowed women who are raising children on our own, I just want to say you are a broken crayon, but you can still color. There is something that you can do. You can still influence your children to be great people, either for the Lord, to work for the Lord, or even in their own different respective lives. I know of so many people who were raised by single people who have made a great difference in the communities of their days. Women and men who have been raised, pastors who have been raised by single moms, world leaders who have been raised by single moms, leaders in industry, in the economic world who have done so well by being raised by single women. I want to say parenting is very hard, and parenting alone is even harder. Parenting male children, if you are a woman, is actually, it's so difficult. But here we find this woman who is always said, the children of Zeruiah. It's like as if God didn't want this woman to be forgotten, whether it was an input or whatever it was, even though the uncles, David was around these three men. But I don't know why they kept being mentioned, the sons of Zeruiah. Even at their death, they were known as the sons of Zeruiah. Your children, we can raise children who will not have a victim mentality, but children who believe in themselves, children who believe they can achieve just as much as those children who have both parents. Single parenting as a single and maybe a divorcee is different from widowhood, because as a divorcee, maybe the father is there somewhere, he's just playing out, he's missing in action, but he is there. Now with widowhood, you are parenting alone at times with no help from anyone, but you can raise your children. You are a broken crayon, but you can still color. You can change the world around your children. Your children can be known as children of a widow, but they will make a difference in the world they live in. May the Lord bless you as you continue to color in your brokenness.